Welcome to the video on using ChatGPT for content creation. After watching this video, you'll be able to create personalized learning materials using generative AI tools. You'll be able to identify the capabilities of ChatGPT in content creation and describe the best practices for creating effective prompts to leverage the full potential of ChatGPT. You'll also be able to explain the process of prompting. ChatGPT is a conversational generative AI chatbot that has taken the world by storm. It can understand and generate text using natural language processing, or NLP. It has wide applications and is popular amongst educators, content creators, and data professionals. ChatGPT can create extensive content, including essays, lesson plans, content outlines, practice exercises, assessments, discussion prompts, assignments, and rubrics by inserting clear prompts. A prompt is any input in the form of a sentence, question, or document provided to generative AI models to produce a desired output. Based on the provided instructions, the model collects information, derives inferences, and provides logical responses. Writing effective prompts is important for using the full potential of ChatGPT to produce relevant and accurate responses. You can supervise the generated output style, tone, and content by applying the best practices for creating effective prompts. The prompt should be clear and have simple, straightforward language that can easily convey instructions to ChatGPT. For example, create a lesson plan about cellular respiration for general science students. Such types of prompts generate a generic output. The prompt should have a well-defined context to understand the subject, including a brief explanation, relevant information, or specific details for which the response is required. This can guide the ChatGPT in understanding the requirements to generate the desired output. For example, create a lesson plan about cellular respiration for the 10th grade general science students, including learning objectives, key concepts, assessment ideas, and activities for the students. The prompt should be accurate if you are searching for a specific response. It should include specific learning levels, learners' characteristics, and different requirements for each learner. For example, create multiple versions of a lesson plan about cellular respiration for 10th grade students. The targeted students for this lesson plan are advanced level students, students who need extra support, and ESL learners. Also, include specific adaptations for each group of students. For writing an effective prompt, educators should follow a prompting process. Defining a goal is the first step in writing an effective prompt. You should know what exactly you want the model to generate. For example, create a lesson plan on metaphors. Next, draft an initial prompt. The initial prompt includes a basic structure, such as specifying the content type, defining the topic's name and level, specific requirements, and requesting output in a particular format. In this case, your prompt should be, create a lesson plan for teaching the 8th grade English students metaphors in poetry. The lesson plan should include learning objectives, key concepts, assessment ideas, and activities for the students. Now, it's time to test the prompt. The response generated from ChatGPT could be relevant to your prompt, but may lack a distinct perspective from your goal. For example, the initial response doesn't include interactive activities, homework, and examples. Therefore, to fill the gaps in the response, you should refine the prompt with specific or extra content. For example, create a lesson plan for teaching metaphors in poetry for 8th grade English students, including learning objectives, key concepts, interactive activities, assessment ideas, homework, and shorter lesson duration. Based on the inserted prompt, the generated response includes shorter lesson duration, interactive activities on metaphor matching, and examples of songs. It has also drafted a formative assessment on metaphor and homework for the students. Next is to add personalization techniques to the prompt, which helps to generate responses for the specific learning levels, students' characteristics, and their various requirements. For example, create multiple versions of a lesson plan for teaching metaphors in poetry for the 8th grade English students. Include graphics for visual learners, simple examples for struggling readers or weak students, and creative writing components for advanced students. Generated response has created multiple versions. The version for visual learners shows visual aids such as images, graphs, diagrams, smartboards, and handouts with images. The version for struggling readers includes simple examples, large handouts, simple activities, and formative assessments. However, the third version focuses on the creative writing of the advanced learners. It includes examples from modern poets, a short extract from a poem's lyrics, discussion prompts, and creative writing challenges. Lastly, assess learners' understanding of the concepts using ChatGPT. For example, create a quick exit ticket to assess students' understanding of metaphors, including 3 questions at different difficulty levels. The generated response shows progress from a basic understanding of the concepts to the challenging tasks. Educators should follow certain tips while using ChatGPT for creating content. First, verify the technical accuracy of the responses and check them for biases. Also, review the appropriateness of the responses based on the learner's level and learning objectives. Analyze and adjust the prompts based on learners' requirements and teaching style. In this video, you've learned how to use ChatGPT for creating content. ChatGPT creates extensive content by inserting clear, contextual, and accurate prompts. The prompt is an input provided to the generative AI model to collect information, derive inferences, and provide logical responses. You can write effective prompts by defining the goal and understanding your requirements from ChatGPT to generate output. The initial prompt should include a basic structure, personalized techniques, additional or specific requirements, and learners' characteristics. Once you've generated content using ChatGPT, you should verify the response for its accuracy, technicality, and biases. You should also review the content for its appropriateness with learners' levels, requirements, and teaching styles.